Welcome back to the Colts Cast. He's Jamal Lawrence, and I'm Eric Smith, your co-host of the Colts Cast. Jamal, it's about to get crazy. I'm telling you right now, it's
Yeah.
about to get crazy in the AFC South.
Yeah, it is. It is. Big game coming up this Sunday. You know, the squad gonna be out there tailgating this Sunday. So drop a comment below if you can be tailgating when it's like 10 degrees outside. Don't matter.
Hey,
Drinking gonna start early, tailgating gonna start early, the eating's gonna start early as we Colts go into this important, muy important game. Talk to me.
very big game. 1 o'clock Eastern Sunday. Happy Thanksgiving if
Happy
you're listening
Thanksgiving.
on Thanksgiving. If you're not, just happy Thanksgiving in general. We are thankful for all the Colts Nation that tunes in to this show. Yeah, I will have to say, Jamal, like it got tight. Like the AFC South got tight all of a sudden. And I'm looking at the standings. I mean, the Colts are at the top. They control their own destiny. 6-0 at home. So I feel good about this matchup. However, the Jaguars are creeping right behind at 7-4. The Houston Texans are 6-5. Like, we have to see these teams multiple
Mhm.
times over in the next few weeks because we've only played 2 divisional games. So, look, pivotal matchup, I will say, with the Houston Texans at home. How are we feeling about it, Jamal?
You know, honestly, man, I like to say I'm feeling good, but when I think about the Texans and this team and how good their defense is, I'd be a liar if I said I'm feeling good. I'm feeling nervous, which is probably for the better because I feel like if I was feeling too good about this, I wouldn't be realistic about anything. We're talking about a Texas team, and I know we're talking. This is a Colts podcast, but we're going to Texans fan drop by, so I want to give them a little shout out. But we're talking about the Texans team who sacked Josh Allen 8 times last Thursday.
Mm,
That's ridiculous. I mean,
mm.
let's call a spade a spade. We saw what happened when Danny Dimes got sacked a bunch of times. It took us into an overtime game against the Falcons. So these things scare me whenever we have a defense that's that high flying out there against our high flying offense because we saw a lot of questionable play calls going on last week in our overtime loss to the Chiefs that we were scratching our heads the entire time. So it makes me wonder how we're going to adapt ourselves to a defense with play calling with a defense that's this much better than the one we saw last week. So like I said, I'd just be a straight up liar to you if I told you I was feeling helly confident. I am nervous going into this game because the Texans can't afford to lose. Neither can the Colts. Like you said,
Yeah.
we control our own destiny. Neither team can afford to lose. And both teams are firing on all cylinders right now, which should make it an exciting, phenomenal game. I can't drink
Which
too much. I
is
got to be able to pay attention.
funny because the Houston Texans have been without CJ Stroud the last 3 games. And guess what?
Mm-hmm.
They're 3-0 with Davis Mills. So it really doesn't matter who starts under center because they get it done. And just like you said, Jamal, it's because of that elite defense. I mean, I think they have the best defense in the NFL. I think we have enough data to say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I mean, they're number 2 in opponent points per game. They're number 1 in opponent yards per game. They're holding teams to under 300 yards a game on a daily basis. They're getting a lot of sacks, like they're generating a lot of pressure. And that's really because they have Will Anderson Jr. on one side and they have Daniil Hunter on the other. That's
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
That is very scary. So the offensive line, this will be one of their toughest matchups. And then not only that, we get to see our boy EJ Speed, who used to be in
Hey,
the
that's
white and blue.
right. I forgot
Yep.
about that. Dang.
On the other side with that linebacker group, they got Aziz Ashir as well. But then you start getting in that secondary, like Derek Stingley Jr., one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. Kamari Laster's been pretty good. It's just like they're good or solid, above average at literally every single spot on defense. Like, I ain't gonna lie, EJ Speed a traitor, but this defense
That did.
is no joke. And then the Colts are starting to lose some steam too. You know, we were 7-1 at one point, getting compared to the most efficient offense in the NFL, like the '07 Patriots, the what year was it? Was it 2013 Broncos with Peyton
Oh
Manning?
yeah, Peyton going ham. Yeah.
Come back. It's just like the Colts were getting compared to that, and now we're starting to see kind of that falling action where we ain't really that. So we started playing some tougher defenses, which makes sense, but we thought we were kind of matchup proof. And I think we were a little high coming into those
For
matchups.
sure.
But now this will be the Shane Steichen's biggest test yet. So playing this elite defense, what can the Colts do on offense to have success against this defense? I think it starts with Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor has to get going because I think he got held under 60 yards last week.
Mhm.
It's like you can't win when that happens. So I know a lot of people say, oh, the Chiefs stacked the box and everything. Doesn't matter. Need to see more play action. And third, Jonathan Taylor opens everything up, right, Jamal?
Yeah, 100%. I literally was going to talk about that. You have to. It doesn't matter what they put in the box. You have to run the ball with JT, so like you said, to make them honor it, and then you get him with the play action. There's just no other way to do it because the second you become one dimensional, we know what happens. When it's one dimensional, it's easy because then the pressure's coming on. We got everybody playing man on against our receivers. No one's getting open. Dimes has to make a decision. We saw what happened when the decision making process last week. It wasn't there. So we don't
Yeah.
even need to put him in that situation. We can avoid it by all costs by trusting our running back and let them stack the box like they do. And then when they do, hit them with a play action. It's pretty simple. And do it
That,
until it doesn't work.
yeah. And I will say, because what we need is to win the trenches, essentially. So
Mhm.
if you give Jonathan Taylor enough running room where he's not getting hit, 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage like Ashton Genty and the Raiders, if you can give him that, I don't care if there's an extra defender in the box because Jonathan Taylor's that guy that can make people miss. And that's what separates the elite running backs and the good running backs and the average running backs. What can you do at that second level? We always talk about like Saquon Barkley getting to that second level. What happens? He makes plays. What about when Derrick Henry gets to that second level? Once he picks up steam, he makes plays. He stiff arms people. He gets to that top speed, and at that size, it's impossible to take down. What does Jonathan Taylor do? He has that vision where he's one step ahead of you. He's playing chess, you're playing checkers, and he makes the defender miss, and he does everything right at that point. So fine, stack it. Go ahead. Put an extra defender in the box. It shouldn't matter for Jonathan Taylor as long as the offensive line can win at the line of scrimmage. I will say Daniel Jones did get rattled last week against the Chiefs, and that's because they were sending pressure.
Spags does.
Yeah, I'm expecting D'Amico Ryans to do basically the same thing.
100%.
And even if he can probably do it with the 4-man rush, that's how scared I am of this pass rush. But I think that is going to be one of the big factors too. What can Daniel Jones do against pressure? Because again, when he was with the New York Giants, like he saw a lot of pressure and things broke down because he's not good against the blitz. He's not good when the pocket isn't clean. It hasn't been like that for the past few games. So what do you think Daniel Jones is going to be able to do against this defense?
I don't know. I mean, I truly don't know. I think it's going to be a matter if he can get through his progressions quick enough, but not too fast to where he's making dumb decisions. I mean, because the pressure is going to be there. Even if the O line plays elite, it's going to be hard to stop those two coming off the edge. I mean, let's just you got to give them their prop, give them their respect. So Jones is going to have to he's going to have to play with his head on a swivel, and he's going to have to know what he wants his decision to be before the play starts. Doesn't mean you have to throw it to that exact decision, but you have to feel confident in knowing that, hey, this person's going to be able to get open and I'm going to be able to get the ball to them. If not, I'm going to get to my next one. We can't go out there thinking, okay, maybe this happened. His pre snap reads have to be on point because he's not going to have time to go through every single progression with these guys pressuring him if he doesn't know where he kind of wants to go with the ball. That doesn't mean force it into a tight window, but that just means that, hey, when you get down into the place you need to come in quick, he gets to the line, look at the pre-snap read, get an idea of what's going on, make that decision there, snap the ball, and then execute. And he has to do that because he's just not going to be allowed to sit there and think about what he wants to do.
It seems like he just doesn't have like peripheral vision at times
Yeah.
when you're seeing these things that we see on the sky cam or something like that. Again, we're seeing it from the top down view, but like it just seems like sometimes just lack of peripheral vision. But y'all know how I feel about Daniel Jones. I think he's doing enough to get this offense going, but again, can he take that next step up to be not necessarily in the elite echelon, but he needs to do something to give this team an edge because this team can win with Daniel Jones, but can this team? I guess what's the quote? You can win with this quarterback, but the quarterback will never win for this team. I think that's how the quote goes. So they don't win because of Daniel Jones. They win with Daniel Jones. I want it to be Daniel Jones won this game for us. That would be awesome. That would be in a perfect world. But I think we can get it done. Undefeated at home. The Colts need to bounce back. Their backs are kind of against the walls here because if you lose to the Texans and then you got to head into Jacksonville where notoriously you cannot win, it's just the steam is going to be all out. The wheels are really going to fall off. The momentum's going to, it's just not good. So I expect that stadium to be sold out. It better be, Jamal. It better be sold out for that game.
Yeah.
Y'all better be loud and let's get this dub.
Yeah, I mean, the Colts going to have to score over 24 points to win this game. That's just the reality of it. They score less than 24 points, it's going to be a bad day. It's a lot of points, but yeah, it's a bad day if you don't. I mean, every game we've lost is because we score less than 20 points or less. And then we're talking about a team who's letting up like 17, 18 points a game. So you have to score. You just got to score. And I mean, like you said, the fans are going to be there, but they don't want the wheels to fall off this because we have 4 out of our next 6 games are all divisional games. This is literally going to tell who's going to win the AFC South over these next 6 weeks. So it's, I don't know.
I'll end on this note. If Chris Ballard doesn't win the AFC South after trading 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner, hey, find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, boy. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
In season 10, you'll find out his fate.
Bam. If he mortgages, that's going to be, you got anything else?
That's it, man. I can't wait to see. I can't.
Just think, Jamal, just think about that. We'll talk about it. Just think about that.
Yeah, I'll think about it. All
right. Woo. That's going to be it for us, Colts Nation. If you're still here with us, let us know your comments down below. If you're on YouTube, some audio platforms let you comment below as well. We are live on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, any platform you get your podcasts at. And we'll be back next time to give you some more Indianapolis Colts content. Y'all take care.
Take it easy.